when he finally sees it, and she's like, "You've got to congratulate him." She was like almost like annoyed, kind of like, "Well, he's the one who tried to reveal the secret."
Hello, everybody. My name is Eli Hollingsworth, and welcome back to Against the Current, The Chosen podcast. For today, I am joined by the one and only Dallas Jenkins, creator and director and writer of The Chosen.
Hi, Eli. And I just got to say right off the bat, before you say anything, I'm doing this because you were right. I tried to throw you off the scent. I'm going to congratulate you. I think we did a decent job of throwing you off the scent.
You did.
But yeah, you were. I can now finally talk about the walking on water sequence. And I wanted to talk to you about it before anyone else because you cracked the code before anyone else. So congratulations to you. I don't know how many who are watching right now know. And the reason I'm hijacking your podcast right now is because I want to congratulate you without you having to brag. But it was like a year ago. No, it wasn't that long ago. It was because it was when we were filming. So it would have been in like April or so. My director of photography, Akis, did what everyone was told not to do. We put a picture up of a blue screen, and which in a vacuum wouldn't be a big deal. And he's like, "It's just a blue screen." I was yelling at him, and he's like, "It's just a blue screen. I wasn't even supposed to know anything." But then you connected that to me being in the parking lot where you saw the boat, and you were like, "I am 95% sure they're doing the walking on water." And so I saw your comments, and I was trying to throw you off the scent a little bit. And then I think, what was it? I got to ask you, what was it that ultimately made you think we weren't doing it? Was it just because you didn't see anything else and you just thought, well, maybe I just was wrong or what?
The thing that ultimately made me decide, okay, well, I guess they're not doing it anymore. You said something about like the weather in Texas, and you were like, this weather makes me think it might not be that hard if we were to shoot the walking on water. And I was like, well, I guess they're just like, I had lost all hope that you were doing the walking on water. I was just like, well, that was just a dumb thing for me to say. I don't know why I thought that. It's just not happening.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, I saw you making comments like that. Like, well, I'm not right about everything. Obviously, I was wrong about the walking on water. And my wife was like, man, when he finally sees it, and she's like, "You've got to congratulate him." And I said, "No, I know, and I plan on coming on just to tell the world that you cracked the code." I know Snipe Life, Brandon Snipe, he seemed to figure it out in the last 2 weeks just based on kind of where the story was going. But I think you had intently tried to not get your hopes back up. I think you would probably didn't want to read the tea leaves there. But anyway, I just wanted to say congratulations. You were right. Proud of myself for throwing you off the scent, but without actually lying. But what did you think? I just want to know before we go. What did you think when you were watching the episode? When did you know, oh my gosh, they might do this?
Yeah, it was when like Simon was by the boat,
right.
And like you just see the storm clouds. Like I just looked over at my brother who was sitting next to me. I was just like, my jaw like dropped. I was just like, I can't believe I was right. I can't believe it. I actually predicted it. And it just made that scene so much better. Like for me personally, watching the events leading up to it. Jesus talking to Shmuel. I didn't even care. I didn't care anything Jesus said to Shmuel. Oh, we'll talk about that. I want to ask you about that in a second. I didn't care what he was saying. I was like, the next scene better be the walking on water. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm going to do. But this is crazy. Like, I just got so excited when just seeing the storm clouds, hearing the thunder like in the background of the sound effects. I just got so excited.
Do you think maybe we would do a cliffhanger?
I was like, maybe they'll just like skip over it. Like they'll just like just not even address it at all. Like they all of a sudden they're just on the other side of the thing, and they're just like, it's we're here. So
that would be so cruel. That would be so cool. Well, anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to hijack your podcast. I just want to congratulate you and also acknowledge that you were right, and that was well done on your part. So good for you.
Well, I mean, I was almost to the point where like the next thing I was gonna do, the next way I was gonna contact the team or anything to ask you was I was practicing like my groveling. I was about to beg you to come onto my podcast because I was so desperate. I was like, there's got to be some way I can get him on here. So I'm glad you decided to reach out, because I was to the point of begging you to come on. So I'm glad.
Well,
that you
and
finally did.
the woman in our team, Mac, who is the one who reached out to you, I said to her, I go, please tell Eli Hollingsworth that I want to come on his podcast after the episodes come out. And she goes, are you sure? He's the one who told everyone. She was like almost like annoyed, kind of like, well, he's the one who tried to reveal the secret. And I go, that's why I'm coming on. The guy was smart. And she's like, I see. She got it. And she was like, oh, that's great. That's fun. But because the social media team was working so hard to make sure it didn't get out, that she, when you put it out, they were like, angry, but it wasn't like, they didn't know who to blame. And I'm like, it wasn't Eli's fault. He's doing his job. So anyway,
blame Akis. Akis exactly. Is the one to blame.
Absolutely Akis's fault.
I was one way when you found me.